Hey, second grade. So, we are going to read this story called Our Earth. And when we're reading a nonfiction book, we want to be asking ourselves some questions. We might be thinking, I wonder. We might be thinking, what do I want to remember? We might be thinking, what am I learning about? And of course, you could always be asking questions that start with any of our question words: what, who, what, where, when, why, or how. So, Our Earth. I'm already thinking, what am I going to be learning about when I read a title of a nonfiction book? And the title of this nonfiction book is Our Earth. So I think it's going to be about our Earth. Our Earth. Our Earth is where I live. It is a big, round globe. It has a frozen North Pole at the top and an icy, cold South Pole at the bottom. Our Earth was shaped by water, fire, ice, and living things. It is always changing, much too slowly for us to see. So, what am I learning about so far, friends? What are we learning about? We are learning about our Earth. That's what this book is going to be teaching us about. Once our Earth was covered in warm water. Some dinosaurs lived in its warm and ferny swamps. Then our Earth turned cold. Huge sheets of slowly moving ice called glaciers crept across the Earth and wore rocks smooth. Glaciers are still moving in places on our Earth. The biggest pieces of land on Earth are continents. Their shorelines meet the sea. So, continents and the seas are here, oceans. Islands are smaller pieces of land that rise up out of the sea. I wonder how they rise up out of the sea. Like, what causes them to rise up? Some islands are born when erupt below the sea. Hot lava cools, and over time it turns to soil where green things can grow. It answered my question. I was wondering how islands end up popping up, and sometimes they're volcanoes. Some islands are coral reefs that grow and grow until they poke above the water, and birds bring seeds to them. Same thing. My questions are sometimes answered in my books. Water gushing up from the ground and rain and melted snow fill streams, ponds, and lakes. Streams flow into small rivers, which flow into bigger ones. Little streams, big river, small river, bigger river. Nothing can stop water from finding its way. Some rivers dry up and stop flowing, but some empty into the salty sea. The land on our earth has rounded hills that enclose green valleys. There are many forests on our earth. Rainforests are full of flowers and birds and monkeys jumping through green leaf trees. This book has so much information, so I'm going to start thinking about what I want to remember from this book. I definitely want to remember about the glaciers at the beginning, how they moved our earth or how they moved onto our land. I also definitely want to learn because I had that question about islands, and I want to remember that islands sometimes form from volcanoes and sometimes they form from coral reefs rising up. So I definitely want to remember those two things. Do you have any questions yet, friends? There are hot, sandy deserts where lizards live and prickly cacti grow. There are dark, damp caves that go far down into the earth. There are tall canyons carved by years and years of rushing water. There are high, snow capped mountains reaching up to the clouds in the sky. Wow, the earth has so many different types of land. Our big round earth is very beautiful. It is my home and yours. The end. So, do you have any questions about our earth, friends, that you would like to get answered?